hosted by an unlikely duo who are just trying to bring a little sunshine into the world.
Howdy, y'all. I reckon it's time for another episode of
Smile-O-Meter
Friday.
You know, D, going 7,700 miles to Zimbabwe and meeting JJ Vibes was really beautiful. But truth be told, I think I'm still having a little jet lag.
Jet lag. I think he may be taking these virtual trips a little too far.
In any case, you may be wondering why we're wearing these cowboy hats.
We wanted to celebrate Halloween, plus honor today's musical guest, Grace Novacheck from Dallas, Texas, who we'll be meeting soon.
Speaking of Halloween, remember when we used to dress Ginger up every Halloween?
That was awesome. I remember how excited she used to get when the doorbell rang. I really miss her. She was like a sister to me and Mike.
She was definitely a big part of our family for over 17 years. Remember when she took over Mom's and my bed? When she used to hang out with you and Mike on the couch and sit on my lap when I was working and eat ice pops and steak with us?
I really love Ginger too, but I wonder where he's going with this. He's starting to drift away from Smile-O-Meter Friday to a version of Animal Planet.
She was definitely special, that's for sure. But let's get back to the episode.
Good idea, Dad. And now on to our first segment.
Did
you know?
Interesting, historical, and fun facts about disabilities and music.
And since our musical guest is from Texas, we thought we'd share some interesting facts from there.
Did you know that Texas is the second largest state in the United States next to
Alaska?
And that it is larger than any country in
Europe.
And it is the second most populated state in the U.S. next to
California.
I got one for you, smart guy. See if you can answer this one. What soft drink was invented in a local drugstore in Waco, Texas?
Dr. Pepper.
Nice going. Maybe you should try out for Jeopardy. Hey, D, what do you say we check out some of the interesting sights in Texas?
Sure, sounds good. First up, the San Antonio River Walkway.
The San Antonio River Walkway is the number one attraction in Texas and is a network of walkways initially built for flood control, but now the home to restaurants, shops, shows, museums, and boat rides. There is something to do for everyone.
And don't forget the great outdoors.
For that, there is Big Bend National Park, which is known for its natural resources and spectacular geology. It is home to over 1,700 species of plants, birds, reptiles, and mammals, and has spectacular views. It's a beautiful place to go if you want to get back to nature.
And how about their amazing music?
I know everyone thinks of country music when they think of Texas. Musicians like Willie Nelson, Barbara Mandrell, George Strait, and the Dixie Chicks. But there is a lot more to Texas music.
Like Beyonce, Selena, Buddy Holly, Kelly Clarkson, Usher, Kenny Rogers, ZZ Top, Roy Orbison, Janis Joplin, Meatloaf, to name a few. But how can we forget Vanilla Ice? Ice, ice, baby.
What amazing musical talent they have there. And guess what, D? It's time for our next segment,
Adventures with Daniel and Ken. And now that we're in Dallas, let's check out today's amazing musical guest, Grace Novacheck.
Grace is a 14-year-old dynamo, a super talented piano player who has overcome a great deal of adversity in her life, including 33 surgeries. She was born in Manhattan before moving to Texas at the age of 7. and considers herself a New Yorker at heart. She was one of the 2020 Danny Award honorees and has recently launched her own YouTube channel.
And now let's welcome Grace to the show. Hi Grace, please introduce yourself and tell us what you're going to be performing for us today.
Hi, my name is Grace Novacheck. I am 14 years old. The piece that I will be playing is called Waltz for Grace. It was written for me by one of our friends. I hope you like it.
Wow, that was really beautiful.
It certainly was. Thank you, Grace, for joining us today and taking the time to answer a few questions. You saw earlier in our episode that we highlighted some facts and interesting places in Texas. But what are some of your favorite local places to visit?
Well, hey guys, thank you for coming to virtually visit Dallas. this is where I live, so I can tell you about some of my favorite things to do here. I love to go to the Arboretum. Now, if you don't know what that is, that means that there are plants and flowers, and I know that sounds kind of lame, but it's not, I promise. It is so much fun. They have pumpkin patches in the fall, and they have beautiful flowers, and it's very kid friendly. They have restaurants, and it's so beautiful, and it smells so good. So my other favorite place to go in Texas is the Texas State Fair. This takes place every October, except for this one. And they have roller coasters and all kinds of rides. They have like big ones that go all over the place. They have spinny rides, and they have great food. They have deep fried Oreos, deep fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, deep fried mac and cheese. And literally, if you can think of it, they've probably deep fried it. They have really good corn dogs as well. And those are my favorite places to go in Dallas.
Sounds like a lot of fun, especially that deep fried food. Yum. Grace, can you tell us why music is so important to you?
Music is important to me because this might sound a little bit cheesy, but music says what words can't. Because it's very expressive and very moving, and it can be used to express something good, something bad, and it's very powerful.
Do you have a favorite performance experience? Be mindful how you answer this one, Grace.
I think my favorite performance experience was definitely playing at Daniel's Music Foundation. That was the biggest concert I've ever done, and it was so much fun. I felt so cool, I guess, because I got to go into their dressing room and get all night, dress up all nice, and I got to get that trophy, and that was really, really cool.
Thank you, Grace. Good answer. We were so happy to have you. What is one thing that people say or do that you would like for them to stop doing?
Well, I don't appreciate it when kids, I'd say probably 10 and up, or people 10 and up stare, because that's when they know, they should be able to comprehend what they're doing. And it bothers me the most when adults do it, though, or when adults say something ignorant to me or rude. And I think that's really not right, because they are adults, they should be the mature one, and they should know how their words will affect people.
So true, Grace. Thank you. Tell us something about you that only a select group of people know.
So one thing that only a select group of people know about me is that I am Native American or Indian. So most of my mom's family is Native American. She is 7/8, which makes me 7/16, so almost half. I am Kiowa Sioux, Wichita, and Kickapoo, and I'm legit. I even have my card that says that I'm a Native American.
Wow, that is really interesting. I know you are still young, but what are your future dreams?
So some of my future dreams are, I'd say one of these. I would either like to become a doctor at NYU. They have helped me so much. Or I would like to become a fashion designer. As I've gotten older, I've appreciated fashion more, and I think that would be a lot of fun. I also want to maybe move to New York again. And then, Dad, I want to get a dog.
Well, we hope Ginger has inspired your parents to finally get you that dog. Thank you again, Grace, for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you and your family again real soon.
Thank you for having me. I've appreciated this so much, and I've had so much fun. And come visit in Dallas. Also, if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Grace Nova, where I actually went to the Texas State Fair, and I take you with me. See ya!
And now for our final segment, Food for Thought.
A thought-provoking quote or sentiment for you to reflect on.
You may be wondering why we're wearing these t-shirts or what they actually say on them.
Just call me by my name. You know, Dee, there's a lot of labeling going on these days. And sometimes people like to put individuals in a box around their diagnosis. Like he's on the autistic spectrum, or she has Down syndrome, for example. I've even heard people speak about you as a brain aneurysm survivor, a stroke victim, whether you have traumatic brain injury or TBI. While this might be true from a medical standpoint, how would you like to be called, Dee?
Just call me Dan, Daniel, Danny, or Dan the Man from Manhattan. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Remember, try to listen, learn, and understand differences. Thanks for spending some time with us today, and see you next time.